Hey guys, this is Millie Wallace from your class. I want to tell you about my dinner party, but first, 3 things. 1. You are currently in a bathroom in Las Vegas. Welcome aboard this crazy life of mine. 2. If I move any further back from the camera, I get weird dancing lighting for some reason. So, sorry about that. And 3, it's gonna look like I was crying, but I wasn't. Why was the Veronica Mars movie so good? So now that that's been explained, let's begin. The artist that I chose for my project is Damien Hirst, and I'll go into why I chose him exactly for the project later. But Damien Hirst is obsessed with glamour and glitz in a lot of ways, but mostly he's obsessed with the constant impending fear of death. For instance, at one point he took a human skull after the person had clearly died and encrusted it with diamonds, which was both brilliant, glamorous, and extremely offensive, as the skull came from an impoverished person who would never see those diamonds in the length of his life. The first project that we covered was creating the room that people entered, which was a living room, and we covered the entire ceiling in aluminum foil to get that sort of glamour glitz feel. It took a long time, but it was also really fun. And in the end, it came out really well. At one point, Damien Hirst was working a lot with pills, which was very interesting. So I created a takeaway station in which you could fill a pill bottle with M&Ms and take them home from the party. For dessert, we had the cows in formaldehyde, but we had plastic cows suspended in blue jello. And throughout the party, you will see a reoccurring theme of his work with the dots. And there's an interesting story of why. When I first went to the Portland Art Museum, they had a Damien Hirst painting on display of his dots. And it was completely inspiring and absolutely brilliant, which is why I chose him as the artist. Because none of the dots are the same color. In that way, the dots represent us and who we are as people, and the way that we are very, very similar in our structure and the way we live our lives, but we're never the same. And I just love that. So we had dots on the floor, we had dots on the walls, we had dots all over each other. What Damien Hirst shows a lot in his works is that we are constantly dying, we are constantly decaying, that life is a concept and not an actuality. But if you are constantly decaying, and you will inevitably reach an end like all of us do, you can celebrate that. You can literally revel in the fact that you're dying. And so that's a lot of what we did for the party. We danced and we drank and we had fun and we celebrated the fact that just like all those dots, we are so different and we will all meet the same end. And we decorated our life with glitz and glamour, and we decorated that concept of death. The party was quite intense. I'm not good at hosting parties, surprisingly. Overall, hosting the party was quite a strange experience. It was very, very stressful, but it was so much fun. I love creating new projects and new ideas. And overall, if I didn't have my friends to decorate my constant decaying life, where would I be? Where would the parties be? People are important. I don't know. All my videos got destroyed of the party, but I did manage to save one. Cody, how do you feel right now?
I have to say I've never felt more spotty.
Okay, but if you were like, how do you feel about the multicolored bit of the dots? Like being around the balloons and the dots?
It makes me feel really happy.
All right.
That feeling was on spot.